Yo boys, back with another video. Today we are going to be doing the good old fashioned threes. And yes, these are the first main team threes we've done. And pretty much we're playing with the Destro Luck and a Wrestler to Riyadh. I end up trying to sap him here, but since I, have garbage keybinds, he ends up not getting sapped at all. Which it wasn't really a big deal because I ended up 2v2ing anyway, so even if I got the sap, it wouldn't have mattered. And my guy's running the pet that basically it's like an RNG chance of dispelling if he knows how to mark trap. If you don't mark trap, then he 100% gets it, but if you mark trap it, then he either dispels the mark or he dispels the trap. So here he gets a Kenny, he's not clicking anything, so we're holding the good old fashioned Trinky Yacht. We're trying to double bleed, basically get bleeds on everything. He ends up pet sacking for no reason. Pretty useless, and he evasions for nothing. So I have yet to click any buttons, and he's already clicked buttons, so it's great. So at this point, we've already gotten the priest Trinket. I could kidney and then bomb and then gouge the healer when he comes in. We'll see. So I end up death marking, gouging the healer. It does break, but even getting that 1 second that's why you never want to bleed the healer really. Like I said, bleeding the healers is always bad. I usually, like even doing that gouge is kind of good, but kind of bad. He ends up actually somehow living. I don't know what he got healed by. He got unhealable healed. So he ends up taking the most unhealable damage by my Warlock. I end up killing him here. At this point, it's pretty much GG. He's no way he can live that damage, so I end up trying to go gouge here, and the Lock just solos the Rogue. And as you can see his damage, he's doing unhealable damage the entire game. If you don't target the Warlock, then you die, pretty much. Same thing with Shadow Priest and Ellie. If you don't focus them, they're just gonna kill your entire team in about 2 globals. So make sure you're focusing casters and mages, because everyone knows the mage is the most, broken of them all. I mean, between mage and Ellie and Destro, all three of those are like the god tier specs right now for like one-shotting. And Warrior's doing really good. He almost killed me in a blade storm here. So I end up having to evasion and cloaking, and then my druid also had a trinket ironbark, so it was a really bad trade. I should have just instantly trinket evasioned. Instead, I tried to hold because I didn't really think I needed a trinket. By the time the weird got to me, it was like 2 seconds left. So he ended up like almost 100 owing me. Now here I could use my racial and sap, but I ended up just going full ham because he ends up spearing me now. So I end up feigning it because if they're both on you at the same time, you'll take 30% less damage from everything. So it's actually like a mini wall. Basically, want to be clicking that off CD when they're bursting. And usually if you know they're going to stun you, like if they CC your healer, you instantly want to click it, and then you ended up preing a stun. But yeah, here you're just double bleeding and hitting whatever you can hit. It's like when they try to push back to the corner like they are now, you basically just hit the warrior. He ends up bannering here. He ends up actually cycloning, and I didn't notice, and I ended up kindling into the cyclone. I don't know why he cycloned the warrior, I have no idea. The guy didn't have any defensives up, so that was a really bad cyclone. If anything, he probably should have ran in and tried to cyclone the priest. It would have been more, it would have been more good for us. But yeah, these are the first Q session I've done with these guys, and they're pretty solid, honestly. Pretty solid. I end up getting half shotted here. He's doing unhealable dam. I end up almost dying here because my guy doesn't have Ironberg for a minute. He ends up getting kicked, so I'm not gonna gouge or groat. I was gonna groat him, but if I come back out while the Warriors has an avatar up, he's just gonna charge, execute me, and I'm gonna die. So anytime your healers get kicked or CC'd, you gotta, like look at this blade storm damage. He ends up almost half-shotting me and then half-shotting the Lock. I'm telling you, that warrior damage is a little bit overtuned if I don't say so myself. But at this point, I mean, I end up full sending it and I wasn't even paying attention because it was racial. So he just racials all of my bleeds, and trust me, I'm so used to it now. Like having everybody be able to dispel my bleeds. Like every healer I face has dispelled it. I've never gotten a clean one off. And if I ever do get one, they just use one CD and they're fine. So it's like I feel like Deathmark's kind of useless. I would just click Deathmark to click it. Like even if it's in, like if you can get full bleeds and blind the healer, then click it. I think like it's like the best case scenario, because at least they'll have the trinket like guaranteed for it, because they know they want to dispel your Deathmark. And the mages end up just blocking over there, which was like I don't know what the mage was doing. He could have just blinked and got gripped. But I end up killing the warrior here, trinket the sheep, and instantly kill because I'm not waiting those 2 seconds for the DCP. It's either instant or I'm going to be trinketing. So I think I know this warrior. I feel like I faced him quite a bit. Okay, so you end up going to SP. Anytime you face an SP, gotta go him. And at this point, you're just bleeding them up, gouging. Now, like I said, you never want to bleed the shaman. Now, I have a really bad habit with triple bleeding, and sometimes it can be good, but it usually, like, if you're running this type of build with a gouge, like, if you're gonna triple bleed, the gouge build is just useless. You might as well run the the shiv build where you're AOE shiv. Basically, anytime you face an melees or caster melee, I would probably run AOE shiv. I think AOE shivs is too good because they're always stacked. Like the warrior and the SP are always going to be stacked. Like they're definitely stacked enough to where you can shiv both of them, and that's just like huge extra damage. And I haven't been running it, but I think I'm gonna start running it. I think it's good. I think it's a boring playstyle to me because you're just PvEing like legit. There's no CC involved. You just sit there and shiv and kidney off. You know, there's no like CC. You don't really get to do anything like that. So I end up trying to gouge him or groat him, and it doesn't work. Usually when I come out of south, you just have that 2 seconds to groat, and it was a no situation. So I end up re-bleeding him up here since my bleeds just randomly come off. And at this point, now you also want to have a slice and dice up. For some reason, I just like, I don't know. I'd rather do damn. Like this guy ends up getting absolutely fried. So we ended up both kicking him on his cast, but my guy ended up getting it right before I did, and he ended up getting a 6 second kick on him, which is like the best situation. And then we ended up winning. The good old fashioned mama's boys. This was actually a solid game, I'm not gonna lie. Especially since Boomie's like really good right now. It's like it's definitely S tier, like offensively. I end up sapping him here. My guy ends up actually starring the sap, so I couldn't get really that much of a setup. So it was a very unfortunate. And at this point, you're basically gonna go Boomie and DH, mainly the Boomie. If you stay on a Boomie, they can't do anything. Now he ends up Skyfearing here. I end up ignoring it because you know how I'm ready for the kidney bomb. So at this point, we end up getting darkness for basically free. I haven't clicked anything other than bomb, and I haven't blinded yet. So like we're pretty chilling, and nobody's killed the Skyfear yet. And now I finally realize it, and I'm like, oh well, too late now. I honestly would think the Boomies should get survival instincts. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like just skin is for a Boomie is not enough. They need to like buff the defenses on Boomie. Especially when they're getting focused, there's legit nothing you can do. But yeah, I think giving them survival instincts would be fun. I think that's like they actually need a wall. I end up having to shrink it here because I almost get fried up. And at this point, the Boomie was actually really good on like not dying. Like he was tanky actually. That was like the first Boomie that just would not take damage. Like usually when you're facing a Boomie, they just die. But I guess in threes, when when dampening doesn't go, as high, they end up living. But like when the dampening is really high, like when you're in solo queue, the dampening, goes high and faster. So like you're not sitting in you're not doing 5 minutes a round or whatever. Which honestly, I would kind of prefer that in threes. I mean, faster games are nice. I don't want to sit where a healer can just lay on hands to the teammate every cast. I think it's annoying, but whatever. So I end up kicking the clone here. So we actually stop his full go because all he was going to do is try to cyclone either my lock or my druid and then stun me. So he ends up cycloning me, which is kind of awkward because I wasn't clicking anything. So this is kind of an awkward cyclone. These guys are all multi-rank 1, so it felt real good to beat these guys. I'm telling you. I actually have only faced Mama's Boy in like solo queue a few times. But trust me, once we get our 4 set and I got my signet ring, we're instantaneously pushing the #1 spot. It's gonna happen. Just remember, I am the X-Vic. If I want something, it already happened. Understand that I am the one and only X-Vic. And by the way, I'm gonna be doing some shorts tonight. I'm gonna put some clips together and all that good stuff, and I'm gonna see what's goody. So I'm gonna start posting those because I actually like doing them, and I think just having short clips of me like killing somebody or doing an outplay is pretty fun. I end up porting. This guy had the shortest port I've ever seen, but it'd be alright. We get a good old fashioned Kinney on the good old fashioned DH. So look, we swap on the DH, and the Boomie almost two shots me. I'm telling you. And if you guys have seen, I've seen Super T's video. Somebody said in my comments that Super T's made a video. Bruh, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie to you. I played fresh. I played the best of, like the best you can play is what I played during that game. And every single time, they either pillar humped or we go around a corner and just get completely one-shotted. It's so that's like the one annoying thing. Like if you have a caster on your team and they pillar hump, there's legit nothing you can do. We end up actually frying this guy. He's taking the most unhealable damage. I said not today. I'm Homelander. Get absolutely farmed. And we instantaneously beat him. It was the freest win I've ever had. Mama's boy, thanks for the free rating. I appreciate you. Even though I'm only like 18 hundo, playing versus multi-rank ones at 18 hundo, and I'm gaining 10 points a win. So I'm sitting there. I went from 1400 to 1900 in like 2 hours worth of games. It was like so annoying. Usually I'd already be 2100 or like something up there. I'm trying to get my glad and stop playing this game. I want to play solo queue. Threes and twos are the most boring. So look, I end up stopping the ring, and look at this. Look what happens. Look at the lock right here. I guess he forgot to click his wall, because look what happened. GG, buddy. One shot, or he didn't get one shot. I don't know. He walled at 2%. That was kind of embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie. That was like the worst wall I've ever seen. My guy walled after he was dead. That's unfortunate. But like I said, I don't know how. I mean, solo queue, they have like the lock's 2700. And the Druid's like 2,500. Now, personally, I just seen them in the Valdrax's zone, so I ended up just talking to the log, and I ended up being like, yo, if you want to queue sometime, I'll queue. But I'm not saying they're bad, but you know what I'm saying. Some games it do be a little fishy. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes like we forget that we can like push our W keybind to like walk in and kill them, especially when they're at like 2%. You know what I mean? But, it be I'll take whatever cues I can get. You know why? Because I don't got teammates no more. E-Pod, he went to go do some, I think he's doing college work. And then my brother, he plays Fury Warrior now. And he hasn't touched his Priest. Ever since Holy Priest was, nerfed, he said, yeet, went straight to Warrior. And he's playing Fury Warrior too. I think he's like 2250 in solo queue. He had like an MMR bug, and it was like the funniest thing because I'd hear him yell about it. Because he was like 2K CR at the time, and he was playing with 1,400 players. So he ended up losing like 70 points, even if he won 3-3. And if he won, he gained like 10 points. I think that's happened to a lot of people. I wish they would fix the MMR system. But we know Blizzard, and it's a rare care. It's not gonna happen. But like, if they can fix the MMR situation where we have a bigger MMR gap to play with people, and if you're playing with lower CR players, you don't lose anything. I mean, yeah, you gain not that much, but you don't lose any rating, no matter what. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Let me know what you guys think. Peace, peace.